So the condemned men will walk along this alleyway. This one, if you listen carefully, apart from rain gutters, you should be able to hear horses' hooves. No. So this one is the story of Freddie the Seal. Now Freddie the Seal appears every July, August time, in the late evening around 10 o'clock, and he appears in the harbour off this pier, which you can be seen by tourists and locals alike. And when people go to feed him, they can see him, his head popping out, he just disappears. There's a corpse buried in this graveyard that's had its hand cut off after it was dead and buried. Last night I went to go on one of those ghost walks that was led by the very famous Ian Edicoat, who's a famous ghost hunter in St Ives, Falmouth and Penzance. I've been on his walks before and they're always very good, but he didn't show up. This shop used to be Woolworths years and years and years ago. I actually remember it, believe it or not. I bought some tube socks. But there was a seamstress who worked in the top window and used to appear long after she died, apparently. So the flat behind me, that one up there, may or may not have an extra room which has been boarded up and wallpapered over. So this is the digging. This is just where I've come from, actually, to tell you about the doorway, or the doorway to a room that's been boarded up inside the flat. I've been on so many ghost walks here, and I know that this is really haunted, apparently. I just can't remember why. So this is Sweeney Todd's original barbershop, the first one he had. This looks really spooky, this church. I actually don't think it's haunted, it just should be. The house behind me, a black figure appears, apparently in the window. You can see that. On the 30th of September 2010, in Street and Garrow, which is this street, and actually in this very house, in that bedroom up there, a couple was staying, and they'd stayed there the whole week with some friends, and the woman of the couple was prone to get headaches and migraines, so she retired to bed with a migraine, and complained obviously because she couldn't find any tablets. So the guy in the relationship stayed downstairs and watched a bit of TV. Now he heard from the living room, he heard the woman get up and come downstairs and go into the kitchen and rattle around some cupboards looking for Nurofen. I think, or Anadine, or whatever, so the generic headache tablets. And then he heard her go back upstairs again. And eventually, after he'd tired of watching television, he went back upstairs, or he went upstairs to go to bed, and got into bed and asked her, "Did you find any tablets?" And she went, "Oh, no, you didn't, because we looked before I went to bed and you couldn't find any." And he said, "No, I heard you get up and go downstairs and look for them." She went, "No, I didn't. And I didn't hear anybody else get up and look for tablets either." So I know that story is true, because that couple were Nicole and I. And there is a lot more to that story, and possibly the only true one I've told this evening. Well, I say true, that happened. But there is more to it, and if you want to know more, just ask.